Hey everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to this special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. With that, let's get on up to Jacksonville. Standing by for the call, it's our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Miami Dolphins. With you from the booth, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. CDR matchup here. A couple of teams last year that were really pretty similar. Both under 500, both missed the playoffs, and they both think that they can turn things around in 2019.
Yeah, how about 2018, though? A case of the haves and the have-nots. In 16-game seasons in the NFL, for the first time last year, no one finished 8-8. Now, you know that in baseball, basketball, other sports, turnarounds can take 3, 4, 5 years. In football, could just be a few months.
Two teams on opposite ends of the Sunshine State. The Jags and Dolphins are underway. This is taken at his 4. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Jacksonville getting ready to set up shop for their first drive here on offense. And you think about this quarterback position, so much anticipation and hope coming into the year. The signing of Nick Foles, everybody thought that he would definitely be the guy. He was signed to be the guy. But then Gardner Minshew had to come in. Look, 6th-round draft pick, and he acquitted himself quite nicely, better than probably most thought. So now it'll be an interesting offseason to see what the Jags do at the quarterback position going forward after no doubt what turned out to be a disappointing 2019. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. And now a look at the offense for Jacksonville.
And here comes Leonard Fournette, the big, and I mean big, tailback out of LSU. When he takes the ball inside, people make decisions about whether they want to tackle him or not. And he has enough speed to get to the perimeter and outrun defensive backs. When he puts it all together, he makes the Jaguars' offense very difficult.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Fournette, a first down carry. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Vince Beagle, the one to bring him down. And let's run through the Dolphins' defense.
Eric Rowe fits the profile of the so-called new breed of cornerback in the NFL. A college safety with length, he transitions very well to the corner in the league.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. He'll let this go for the end zone. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Hey, right 20! Check right 54. Right 54. Quarterback, don't get nervous now.
Fitzpatrick now after the fumble recovery. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. Fitzpatrick now. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Throwing again. Fitzpatrick. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Jags grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And not the clean start that we had envisioned. You thought this would be a pretty crisp game, but a turnover for a turnover.
Yeah, so much for scripting. Because if teams are doing that, things aren't going according to plan. Maybe it's a case of nerves. Maybe it's a case of, too much energy right now. Let's see if both teams can get settled in and start to play good ball.
Well, as Jacksonville comes back out here, it has not been the season that the Jaguar fan base had hoped for. You remember last year, 5-11. 2 seasons ago, got to the conference championship game before losing to the Patriots. There was so much anticipation last year, but 5-11. Well, there was hope and optimism this year. But the season, after starting 4-4, really got derailed. They had 5 straight losses by 17 points or more to send them out of playoff contention. They did get a historic win in the last game in Oakland in Week 15, but it will be another season under 500 for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Offense.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
And now the throw taken in by Chark. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. Call it a gain of 5. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Minshew throwing on 3rd down. Conley. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll toss it to Fournette. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play. I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory right at the 40. Now Leonard Fournette. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
This is Fournette, and an alley to run. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10.
Let's go, defense. Ready.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. In on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan.
60 Pittsburgh.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
The ball gets bumped up. It's now 2nd and 4 after the penalty. Off play action, it's Minshew. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun is Minshew. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. Dolphins taking the field again here on offense. Charles, is it fair to say that this is going to be a significantly different roster when they line up for Week 1 in 2020? It almost has to be, right?
It almost has to be, and just think about what they've done in terms of investing towards 2020, the accumulation of draft picks.
Yeah.
You know they're going to get into free agency a little bit. And think about the players that were dealt just during this season. Minkah Fitzpatrick to Pittsburgh has a chance to go to the playoffs. Kenyon Drake had 4 touchdowns in Week 15 with Arizona. Laramie Tunsil could go to the playoffs with Houston. So they gave away some big-time talent to get some draft picks back. Now they have to hit on those draft picks and make this roster a whole lot different and a whole lot better.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. The end result, 21 yards. Now Fitzpatrick. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Throwing Fitzpatrick. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki, but now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, Fitzpatrick. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards. To throw is Fitzpatrick. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Fitzpatrick. And his throw's going to be incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. Fitzpatrick. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be a 2nd down. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the first half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 12-yard line. Fitzpatrick now to throw on first down. And he's got his tight end, Gesicki, in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. Mike Gesicki there to make the grab as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to draw up those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down.
Ready? 60 or. Who that? Let's go.
Minshew, 1st and 10. Dumps it off to Fournette. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. On the run, it's Fournette. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. From the gun, Minshew to throw. He's got the hook up with Conley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
He'll check this one off to Fournette. Call it a gain of 3, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Minshew sets to throw. And that will be incomplete. Eric Rowe that time able to knock that pass away.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Now we'll see what the big tight end Mike Gesicki and the rest of the offense has in store. And we peek at some of his work from this game where he's nearing 100 yards.
And haven't we gotten pretty close in this game nowadays in the NFL to almost taking labels off of the tight end position? These guys now can be the #1 option in an offense, and that never used to be the case. So now how do you even match up with them? Cornerback, safety, linebacker, all three will have deficiencies against the best tight ends in the game.
Fitzpatrick, now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Final play of the half, Fitzpatrick. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports halftime report. This one's been a hard-fought battle to this point. 7-0 is the score, with neither offense really able to get on track. But let's not waste any time. We'll get you right back out to Brandon and Charles for the second half.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. CD, with that incompletion, let's talk AFC playoff picture. I think you and I agree that if you put together any sort of power rankings, we'd put Baltimore #1, certainly in the AFC. But you look ahead to the playoffs getting started on January 4th. Who do you see as their main competitor for that Lamar Hunt trophy?
Well, tradition and us not wanting to be wrong dictates that we say New England next. And rightly so, because of the number of Lombardi trophies they've won, how they've always played at this time of year. But the bottom line to me is the prime contenders right now for Baltimore, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes has got it together. The defense is playing better. And Buffalo really showed me something when they beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh on a Sunday night in Week 15.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Now Fitzpatrick. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Fitzpatrick. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one. and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Minshew. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent, just the one touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader, making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this 3rd and 4th quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Second down, looking to throw, Fitzpatrick. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10.
Let's go. 50, plant. Nice, sweetheart. Check three.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, 1st down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And a quick throw here. That's complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Minshew. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 30. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 30-yard line. Fournette. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Chris Conley there to make the grab as his guys are back within a single score. Josh Lambo now for the point after. And that'll make it 13-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. On 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Here's Fitzpatrick. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards. The catches like that, that's what the Dolphins envisioned when they took Gesicki high in the second round a season ago. He did have 22 catches as a rookie, but did not find the end zone. Certainly feels more comfortable wearing number 88, his old college number, after sporting 86 as a rookie. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31. To the air again, Fitzpatrick. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. From the red zone now, Fitzpatrick. And is it a touchdown? No signal. No, they say incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and it's second down.
Right there. Right there. 54 miles. Coming this way. And he got it.
Throwing again. Fitzpatrick. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Avery Jones making his presence felt on the sack. So now after the sack, 3rd and long, and Fitzpatrick and company a little work to do. 3rd and long for Ryan Fitzpatrick. That is caught at the 7. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Minshew on 1st and 10. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. You were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the draw, this is Fournette. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Again, it's Fournette. And an alley to run. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the 1st. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. On 4th down, Minshew. And he's got his man on the out route. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Minshew. The throw taken in by Cole. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down. Of course, remember, you need a touch. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And it's good. It cuts it to 2. 16-14 our score. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field.
Throwing here, Fitzpatrick. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Fitzpatrick to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Let's go, baby.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Fitzpatrick. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. For whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Fitzpatrick. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. So a big one coming now for Jason Sanders. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. Sanders' kick is good. And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And after the slow start, the numbers show he has really straightened things out. How often sometimes is that you come into a game and the defense is game planned a little differently than you expected?
More often than maybe people realize, so adjustments are often a big...
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. What did you see on that one? Rookie mistake or just good defense?
It was a combo plate, but the rookie quarterback, he'll take it all on his shoulders, and the frustration level is evident. You can see it with him. You know, if that's a veteran quarterback, he walks off like he just threw a touchdown pass because he doesn't want to show that to the defense. The young guys, they take it more to heart. It's on their sleeve a little bit. He'll learn as he goes along how to hide his emotions.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Following the interception here, Fitzpatrick. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the fourth. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Fitzpatrick here to throw. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So now the Jags down by 12. A little over 40 seconds to go. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a first down.
Here we go. 70, Indy. Squeeze, double.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he completes it to Westbrook. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. Looking to throw it. Minshew. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. 22 yards there. A first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Minshew, 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to Jerome Baker. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 25-yard line. But, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Jacksonville.